Welcome back to the 2021 Blind Bracket Challenge. We've crowned 2 champions so far. The finished whiskey champion of the year and the big dog, the bourbon of the year. Go check those videos out. We're on to the final whiskey champion of the year. Dirty, earthy, citrusy, spicy, it's rye time. The rye bracket is here. So there aren't regions like we had in the finished whiskey and bourbon region because we had so many. We only had 11 ryes qualify this year because it has to be a rye. It can't be finished. That's all in finished whiskey. It has to be a rye. No finishes or anything like that. We had 11. I was trying to hold off as long as possible to possibly try to get my hands on a Thomas H. Handy. I can't hold off any longer. I have no clue when that is going to drop here in Louisiana. It usually drops way before Christmas, but I don't know what's going on with distribution with that. So if I did have a shot, if I do get it, and I get it before the final, it'll go into the final. So we have 11 total. So we're going to have 2 semi-final rounds. This is your first one. 1 rye is on to the final. It gets a bye into the final flight, and that is the Sagamore 8-year rye. The reason being that bottle blew me away. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing 6 and 5. That bottle deserves it. It gets a bye all the way into the final. So, I don't know how many's going to come out of this semifinal. 2 semifinals. It could be 2. It could be 3. It could be 1. We don't know what the final is going to look like. But it's rye time. Last year's champion, the Jack Daniel's 2020 special release. What rye would have beat that? That rye was legendary. The contenders in semi-final number 1, Alberta Premium Cask Strength, coming in at 132 proof. That is a monster. 100% rye, Canadian rye. If you don't know about Alberta Premium, this was actually a whiskey, World Whiskey of the Year for Jim Murray a few years ago. Whistle Pig, Barrel Craft Spirits, when they have Canadian rye or Canadian whiskey listed, it's usually from Alberta Premium. This one is 100% rye. Remember, American rye has to be 51% rye, which we also call a barely legal rye. Canadian whiskey doesn't have to have anything in it. So Canadian whiskey, you have to look at the label and see what the percentage is. This is Alberta Premium. This is their top-notch product. 100% rye. It gets the 1 seed. The 2 seed, the Wilderness Trail New Orleans Bourbon Fest single barrel pick, coming in at 110 proof. That is 56% rye, 5 years old. If you want to know if this is the bottle you have from that barrel, it is barrel number 15, the letter L, 21, the letter C, 8. That is the barrel number if you want to check and see if you have that one. The 3 seed, Stellum Rye, coming in at 116.24 proof. This is from Barrel Craft Spirits. This was their budget, shelf-friendly product that they came out with this year. There's a bourbon, there's a rye. They also do barrel picks. Louisiana Bourbon Collective, we did a barrel pick, we did a bourbon and a rye. The barrel pick ryes are specifically MGP. Specifically MGP. The shelf for now is a blend. MGP, Tennessee, and Kentucky. So this by itself, I think it was 50-something bucks. This blew me away, this rye. Just for the price and for what's in it. Very good blend coming from Barrel Craft Spirits. The 4 seed, the RY3 Mash Journey barrel pick, coming in at 124 proof. So what RY3 is, it is a 3 mash bill blend. So Jason over at Mash and Drum, and Scott at My Bourbon Journey. This is one of the first barrel picks that they got to do, and what they do is they get the 3 mash bills and they get to blend them. They get to blend them, see what the ratios are that they like, and then bottle it as one whiskey, and it is incredible. Some you can age, sometimes they over at RY3 they age them in cognac or rum casks, but they have some big things coming out in 2022 in RY3. That is going to be a brand to watch in 2022. Mark my words. Big things coming from them. The 5th seed, the Sullivan Scott Rye. That is a Seelbachs single barrel pick coming in at 102.2. It is a 68% rye coming out of Spirits of French Lick out of Indiana. Here we go. Going left to right. It's rye time. So this one is, it's a little light on the nose, but it's a lot of ethanol, but a fresh cut apple note to it. Little bit of black pepper. Maybe a hint of chocolate. So same thing on the palate. Fresh apple. Fresh apple. Little bit of candied orange, honey, and that little bit of chocolate is also hitting on the palate on the back end. Good spice, good finish. So one was a, good rye. All right, number 2. Man. So that's an interesting nose there. Definitely getting chocolate, pineapple. This one's very tropical, floral. Oh, that pineapple note on the palate. I mean, that is like cinnamon and black pepper on a pineapple. And once again, on that back end, a little bit of hint of, I don't want to say like a dark chocolate, it's almost like a white chocolate. Man, that is very complex. A lot going on in that glass. Number 3. So this is a sweet rye. Tons of candy orange. Man, this is a fruit bomb. You get a little bit of that rye spice on there, but not too much. Tons of vanilla and caramels, honey. So on the palate, not a lot of spice. It's a little thin, but a very good jalapeno note on it. Fresh oak. So these have been interesting. Usually ryes, I don't want to say they run together, but a rye is a rye. You're not going to get too crazy complex flavors out of them, depending on that percentage of rye. But so far, these are, nothing's blowing me away yet in the first 3. I'll say that. Number 2. Citrus, vanillas. Not a sweet nose. A lot of that honey. Another one that's tropical. I'm getting that. It might just be the palate tonight. But another one with the pineapple. But this one's very sweet. This is probably the sweetest one so far. All right, last one on the first go-around. Like I said, nothing really blowing me away crazy. I mean, they've been good, but nothing bad either. That's going to be a hard one to get that first elimination. Ooh. So that one, that is a flavor, that's an explosion here. This one's definitely had the best mouthfeel. Most flavor. Vanilla, very sweet too, but that spice is kicking. Best finish so far. This one's definitely going on. So as soon as I said that, we get to number 5. That one is on. And I think it was 2 that are, yes, this one is going on. So, got to eliminate one of these 3. Let's see which one it is. So this third one is the jalapeno note in this one. Man. So this one, as it's opening up, very young. You could taste that fresh, young oak, but that jalapeno note on that one is interesting. This is going to be tough. That one's eliminated. This one's definitely staying. So it's down to these 3. This one just had a finish that is still going. Oh man, that nose is opening up to a chocolate-covered pineapple. That is really good. Oh man. That mouthfeel, incredible. This one, that is a damn good whiskey, whichever one that one is. This has everything you want in a rye. God, the flavors on this one. That's tough. That's tough. These 2 are going through to the final. The only reason why the finishes and the spice on both of these were great. The finishes, man. But this one had just better flavor. It had better flavor. Only reason why this one got knocked out. So, in 5th place, in semifinal number 1 of rye, the Solomon Scott, number 5, the 5 seed, stays 5th. So this is interesting. In 4th place, the Wilderness Trail. That's a little, I don't want to say a shocker, but I definitely thought the Wilderness Trail was going to do well. That was the 2 seed. Man, look, that bottle, that pick, that was a great, great rye. One of the best old fashions I've ever had We used that rye, and my God, if you haven't tried that, try it. If you have this barrel pick, try it in an old-fashioned. I'm a little surprised. I thought that was going to do better. Third place, the Stellum. So, I told y'all before, shelf rye, you got to go for this one, guys. The price, you can't beat it. You cannot beat it. I know it has Dickel, it has Tennessee in it, and Dickel should be poured into a river and never seen again. But as far as the rye goes, it blends well with this. So, great showing from Stellum. So that means going on to the final. The 4 seed, the RY3 Mash Journey pick, the 4 seed is on to the final. And the 1 seed, the Alberta Premium Cask Strength. The 1 seed still alive, guys. We have one more semifinal to go. Then the final. Go check out Bourbon of the Year video and the finished Whiskey of the Year video. I promise you're going to enjoy every second of them. Pop 'em! Don't watch.